Hello, this is Nitin Dahad with EE Times, and I'm talking on this interview to the directors of Electronica 2026. I have Caroline Pannier and Marvin Buchet. Caroline and Marvin, hello, how are you?
Hi, we're good. Thank you.
Hi, thank
Okay.
you.
Well, looking forward to a little conversation here about Electronica. I've been going since the 90s, and it's got a long history. Let's maybe start with you, Caroline. Just introduce yourself. What do you do?
First of all, thank you very much for having us and giving us the opportunity to talk a little bit about Electronica. So, my name is Caroline. I'm the exhibition director of Electronica in Munich and also global industry lead of the Electronica network in China and India.
Okay. Marvin, we'll get an introduction from you, and then we'll talk to Caroline a little bit about this year's big themes. So,
Yeah.
Marvin, introduction.
Thanks for having us. I'm Marvin. I'm the deputy director of Electronica, joined right after Electronica 2024. Looking forward to this year's edition.
I think this year we're seeing the pace of the electronics industry move so fast, and I think when you're doing the themes at Electronica, you have to plan these in advance. But I guess it's quite clear to you, Caroline, what the big themes are, and you've already laid those out. Just give us an idea of those big themes.
Yes, thank you. So, the theme of this year's Electronica is empowering the all electric society. It's a development, and I would even say a slight improvement of our theme of 2024, which was leading the way to the all electric society. And now we are already there, and now we are able to empower the all electric society. And all that shows the active role that Electronica plays in presenting innovations and technology trends, bringing together decision makers and developers from around the world. And all this is shaping the vision of an all electric society. And basically, it was together with our exhibitors, it was not only us coming up with that theme. And we have identified three key topics, which are AI, cyber resilience, and energy efficiency. And all of these three key topics all contribute to an all electric society.
Indeed. So, in terms of what visitors can expect, Marvin, let's talk a little bit about what visitors can expect here at Electronica.
Yeah, sure. So visitors can first of all expect, together with Semicon Europe, 18 full halls. So Electronica is covering the whole fairgrounds of Messe Munich. And of course, visitors can see the latest technology, the latest product solutions, which help, as Caroline said, to pave the way for the all-electric society. Moreover, we extended the semiconductor segment by one hall. So this segment is, of course, still growing. And once again, we have also a major platform for startups where they can present their innovations and find potential investors and partners. So this is the first thing, and our second big thing at Electronica is also our big supporting program. So we have an extensive supporting program, leaves plenty of room for sharing expertise and ideas, and of course for networking. For example, some highlights: we have 5 stages within the halls covering different topics in almost all fields of applications. What is also new is we have a new highlight area. It's called the Edge Lab Live. It is a special area on the topic of edge computing. It's very practice oriented with lectures, workshops, and so on. And what is new now, also for Electronica, as I said before, you can also join hands-on workshops. So visitors can actually do something on this area, which we are very proud of. Moreover, we have a dedicated booth at the startup area with influencers from the electronic scene, also award ceremonies, pitch formats, and so on. So very, very much to look at.
There's a lot there. I guess people can go to your website and find all of that information, I guess, because it sounds like you've got a lot going on.
Sure. Yeah, all the informations are on our website. Also, we are getting there. Now is the time, a few months before, where we go into more detail about speakers, titles of the presentations, and so on. We will collect that in the next couple of weeks, and then visitors can expect that through our website and also on site. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking through it now, and there's like the whole the different sections like automotive, displays, electromechanics and system periphery, EMS, electronic manufacturing services, obviously embedded, which is kind of the areas I've been involved in for a lot, and semiconductors, and everything else that you expect, like the PCBs and circuit carriers, test and measurement, and micro and nano systems, sensors, which is a big thing, power supplies, wireless. It's a lot, isn't it?
It is, absolutely.
Yeah. And so then just to give us a little bit of a scale, you talked about, 18 halls, the inclusion of Semicon Europa, but just give us a little bit of the statistics, Caroline, maybe a bit of background as well of how it got here.
Background-wise, electronica started in 1964 in Munich. And the very first edition was already, a big success because we already had more than 400 companies from all around the world. So 2/3 of them were already from abroad, and 14,000 visitors, which was for the 1960s a huge success here in Germany.
Indeed.
And already 2 years later, the number of exhibitors had almost doubled. And there was even talk in the press of a spectacular success. That was like the basics of electronica, which were already very successful. And over the past 6 decades already, it has provided the stage for numerous technological milestones. Just as an example, the introduction of the very first microprocessor in the 1970s. And with all the developments in digitalization through the 2000s and, of course, the spread of wireless internet, we got to the point where we are now. So in 2024, so the last edition, we had already 18 halls, which is the whole trade ground of the Messe München.
And that's massive.
It's massive, as you said, together with Semicon Europa. And it's 3/4 of our exhibitors that come from abroad. And more than half of our 80,000 visitors also come from abroad. So we are a very international show where you can meet basically all the decision makers from around the world.
And when we say international, like US, Asia, Europe, everywhere. I mean, it's not just like specific pockets. So I think I've seen over the years so many different country pavilions and all that. Yeah. So I think, you do see a lot. So whether you're at front end or back end in semiconductors, for example, or if you're components or PCBs, I think, there's been a lot going on, hasn't there? Always has been.
It always has been. And that's one of our USPs also, that we have the whole spectrum of the electronics industry. As you said, so many topics we have under basically 18 roofs, under one big roof. Everybody comes here to Munich.
Yeah, spectrum, value chain. I think you can talk about it in many different ways, but spectrum, value chain, ecosystem. So I think it's quite nice. Is there anything specific that we should be excited about for this year? I know you talked about the Edge Lab Live and various other things. What excites you for this year? Who wants to take that? Yeah, maybe Marvin.
Yeah. So all in all, of course, our highlight areas and also some special events. For example, we have also on the day before Electronica Automotive Conference, which takes place. There's much about it. Personally, what I'm actually really looking forward, it seems strange, but I'm looking forward for the days before Electronica starts, during setup, for example, in the halls.
The chaos.
The chaos where you can see everything which you planned for the last couple of months, like in theory, come to life. And I think there's a very special atmosphere there in the halls when our exhibitors start setting up their booths with the stand builders. And every time you go back into the halls, even if it's only a few hours later, you can see more progress, and that's really special.
And I think visitors should plan, because I think there's so much there. They need to plan exactly to see what they're going to go for. Otherwise, they're not going to get through the whole lot.
Definitely.
That's why we also give the visitors the guidance with the app, for example, and you can even do like a mapping from one booth. What's the quickest way to the other booth?
Useful for people like me who need to go from meeting to meeting to meeting. But
Yes.
it's interesting. The one thing we didn't talk about was talent, and sort of you have a day when students can come in, and I think the big topic in the industry is around attracting talent and having enough of the skills to meet this $1 trillion industry. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing there.
Sure. So we have dedicated the Friday to our young talents, our Young Talents Day. And this time we're doing actually something special, because we're starting already on Thursday doing a hackathon for young students that are able to work on a specific solution for 24 hours.
Okay, wow.
So they are even going to sleep in the halls, which is obviously very exciting. Yeah, as a special attraction for young people. And exhibitors have the opportunity to be like the sponsor and to guide the
mentor.
Mentor, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Be the mentor of the students, so they get to know them like during work, actually working, not only during a job interview. So that's one.
How do they sign up for that? Both the students and the exhibitors, how do they sign up? Is there something on the website already? Or?
Yes, there is, or at least it's going to be soon on the website how exhibitors can participate. And for students wise, we are working together with a partner who is talking to all the universities in the surrounding area.
Yes.
To get the students involved.
Okay, sounds good. So what's the closing message? I mean, maybe I'll ask both of you. I'm sure you have different perspectives. Marvin, what's your closing message? And we'll go to Caroline.
Yeah, so as said before, really looking forward to meet all the people coming back to Munich in November. Our exhibitors, of course, our visitors, our partners, which is really great. It is always full week or nearly full week of talks, of good talks, of meetups, meet people, get to know the newest products and technologies, and that's what's electronica about. Really looking forward to it.
And I totally agree with you. Even when I wasn't directly involved in electronics, I was still coming to electronica just to meet my network, my people. Closing message from you, Caroline.
Yeah, so I'm also very excited for electronica, and very much looking forward to welcoming you all in Munich. And I can only say, take the opportunity, expand your knowledge at electronica, exchange ideas, meet the most important people, decision makers and developers from around the world. So yes, we are looking forward, and we are ready in 4 months.
Well, great. And it's 10th to the 13th of November, and electronica.de. Is it .de? Yes.
Yes, it's .de.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, well, Marvin and Caroline, thank you very much, and wish you all the very best for electronica.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.